Hello everyone, odedex here and welcome to another video. In this one I'm going to show you how you can create a 5 by 5 by 5 6 directional Inchworm red power frame motor. Now that's a mouthful. Alright, so let me give you a very brief explanation of what's going on here. As you can see, first the main criterion here is that it's 5 by 5 by 5. There is nothing goes out. Second thing, it's all remotely controlled. Every direction is remotely controlled by a different frequency. And third, all the electricity is connected to the same networks. That means that if I power one of those battery boxes, everything gets powered. Everything gets the power it's needed. And the way it looks right now, all the green panels or green covers are basically where you can connect other frames to this motor. Basically, this is how you can interface with it with your frame machine. So let me show you an example that everything works. Let's start with moving forward, I believe. No, that's up. So frequency 11 goes up. And it uses the same model I used in my Frubes wall scraper, basically, that uses a non-inverted null cell, which causes one motor to move, and exactly when the frame stops moving, it causes the other motor to move it back. And let's try moving down. Actually, that's 12, not 10, and it goes down. So it's a 6-directional frame motor. Everything connected, everything works, and let me show you how it's built. Alright, so I'm going to build it close by to my original build, and I'm going to build some sort of reference. What I mean by reference is saying that basically from this battery box's tower, forward is going to this direction, backwards is this, up is this, down is this, and going right is there, and left is there. This way I can more easily explain what direction I'm meaning to, because I'm built it right about here, above this cacti. So let's get started. First I'm gonna build it up in the air. Obviously it's not gonna be near the ground, so I can have room to work with. I'm gonna need some more frames for this build. Alright, so you start by building a 3 by 3 by 3, which basically the most inside part can be hollow, to be honest. You don't really need it, but it's there because why not? And also in the future, if it may happen, I have no clue if it will, if LRM decides to add frames with blue electric jacketed wire inside them, that 5 by 5 by 5 may even go smaller. But we'll have to see if that can happen. So this is your first, this is what you start with. Now you're going to need to pick two corners, it doesn't really matter which, and I'm going to designate them by wooden plank covers. So I'm going to pick this corner of the cube, and I'm going to place 3 covers here, and exactly the opposite, now this is important, exactly on the other side, I'm going to place 3 covers as well. So pick 2 corners diagonally, and it's important that they are exactly on the other side of the cube. So for the example, this and this will not work. It's gonna have to be this and this. And next up is starting to set up the directions. So let's say that this side right here, I'm gonna go basically a similar design to my previous build. It's easier for me to reference to it. So take your frame motor, and you want this side to be up, for example. So you're gonna place your frame motor above this side right here, another frame motor here, and you're basically gonna need, by general rule, a frame motor near all the spaces of the corner. So we can do this on the other side as well. Eventually you're going to be placing those motors anyway, so just can get finished with it right now. Alright, so referencing from our tower again, let's say that the right panel right here will be making the entire thing go up. So you want the motor that's above the cover, you want it to be facing inwards, like this. When you see an empty, supposedly an empty part of the motor, that's where it means it faces inside. And you want, again, the blob shape facing up. This way it means it's facing up. And you want this motor to be facing towards the cover with the arrow going up. So this motor will make the entire thing move up, including this motor, and a fraction second later, this motor will push this up again. So let's, on the other side, make this side, make the engine move down. So make sure this faces down, basically. And as a friendly tip, if you hold space and shift at the same time, you don't fall or don't go up, and you can rotate the engines. So you want, again, the blob shape facing down, and this motor to be facing towards this area, and the arrow facing down. So again, this one facing inside with this one facing up, this one is facing inside with this one facing down. Next up, we're going to have our top area of the engine, making the engine go backwards. So we're going to have this motor right here facing down like it is right now, and rotate it so the blob shape of the engine goes towards this way, and this engine faced like this. So the arrow is towards this area, and the direction is towards this area. And the bottom part of the engine, we're gonna have this motor rotated towards up, facing up, and the blob shape facing away, and the arrow facing towards this way. And last, we're gonna have this area of the engine making it go left. So this motor will be facing inside with the blob towards the left and the arrow to the left. And this side, final side, is going to be making it go to the right. So we want this area to be facing up, rotated this way. So I know this is quite a mouthful, and I know it might be a little bit frightening, but I can give you an easy tip right now. The direction you want your engine, the engine moving it in a specific direction, you want the cover to go underneath that engine after it moves. So this is why I picked the engines that I picked. This is why I did exactly those specific positions. You can just rewind back and see what I did if you're still a little bit confused. Alright, so next up, we're gonna place a few more support frames. And basically what we need is that every engine that's moving the frame and not moving another engine needs to be supported by another frame. So for example, this engine is facing towards the frame, so it needs another frame supporting it. So I'm going to do this for each and one of them. And I'm always going to pick the corner block. Again, this one facing inside, so it has a support frame, so it's this and this. And you're starting to get this kind of symmetric shape. You'll see how it looks eventually. Alright, so next up, you're going to place a battery box between every two engines in the following way. Here, here, and here, and here, here, and here. Let me turn off the music. Alright. And next up, we're gonna need, we're gonna place some green covers, because if it's not something, basically these are the connection points. You can connect whatever you want here, but assuming you don't connect anything here, these specific points will be on the edge of the machine and may cause it to get stuck on things you might not expect it to, because it may be touching other blocks. So it's a good idea to block everything. Alright, so next up, let's set up our wireless redstone system. So we're going to be placing panels in the following shape. I'm using Ruby block panels. You can use whatever you want. I'm using red panels because that usually means in my mind that stuff is going to stick to it. So I find it a good idea to do it. So on every side of the cube, you want the engine that's moving the cube, not an engine that's moving an engine. You want an engine that's moving a cube. You want to place two panels in the following way, basically across towards the edge. So again, this engine is moving the frame, so across, and this one is moving, so I place it across, and this one is moving, so place it across. This one is moving, place it across. And for the bottom area, this one is moving, so place it across. Next up, we're gonna need some non-inverted cells. And you want to be placing them in the middle in a way that the arch, basically the under part is going towards the engine, the main engine, and the arch going towards the secondary engine. Main engine being the one that's moving the frame, and the secondary being the one that's moving the engine afterwards. And so I'm going to place it here like this, and here like this. Again, the arch towards the secondary one, and the under the bridge redstone signal towards the main one. Like this, and like this. This one already got one. This one also got one. Oh, the cactus doesn't like me. And another one here. And next up, we're gonna set up our redstone signals. We're gonna need a wireless receiver. This is, by the way, wireless redstone by Chicken Bones. I'm gonna place a link to it in addition to Red Power in the description. So place basically a receiver on every point where a redstone should be received, obviously. And rotate it if necessary with the Red Power wrench. And actually just ticked the machine there. You can still see it working, by the way. It's magic. And another here. Did I get one every side? Yeah, and on the top I did get one, and on the bottom I still didn't have one. Alright, let's set up the frequencies. So we want going up, so again the right side to be, for example, 21. Going down to be 22. Going forward, which is under here, to be 23. Going backwards, 24. Going right. No, this is left. This is left. This is also left. Actually, I made a mistake here, so let's rotate it quickly. This is the blob towards this direction, the arrow towards this direction. So yeah, this is right. So I'm gonna make it 25. And this is left. Yep. So I'm gonna be making it 26. Alright, so basically every remaining exposed frame basically can be used for red power electricity. So I'm gonna get some more panels here. And I can cover everything and wire everything. Obviously, if you're gonna use it in a bigger frame machine and you're gonna connect it somewhere where I have the green panels, or basically you can connect it every other place with the red panels areas. Just make sure that you have red power electricity connected to everything. With this setup, everything will be connected as a single unit, but you're still gonna need to have some sort of power coming from outside. So I think I have everything covered. Almost. Right now, connect everything with wires. Again, because the unique shape that it has, everything will be connected this way. And we should be fine. We're just gonna need to place solar panel somewhere. We should have room, I think, for 1 or 2. Here I didn't. Oh, I forgot to actually, you're gonna need some frames supporting those battery boxes. So you're gonna need a frame here, frame here. And by the way, it doesn't causes the machine to exceed from the 5x5x5 limit. I just simply forgot it. But remember it now. Remind it now by watching my reference engine. So it helps to build it so close. Alright, just gonna make sure and gonna use some more green panels so I don't get mistaken. This is connected. Let's place some more green panels. I do believe this can be a solar panel. This should be a green cover. And another green cover. I'm not skipping any phase of the explanation on purpose because I know this might be a little bit confusing and I might miss something if I make a cut in the video, and I'd rather not do it. Alright, right here I exceeded the... Oh wait, I didn't, because I already have the thing here. And let's make sure I don't have any exposed frames. Should be fine, almost. Alright, yeah, seems fine. And indeed, right here on the corner is where I placed my other solar panel. So obviously this solar panel is quite a joke. If you're gonna be running a big machine, it's gonna do anything, but it can help us test that indeed everything is connected. So as you can see, this battery box is getting power, so is this, so is this, and the bottom 3 should as well be getting power. So this is a test, so we can see that everything is connected. Actually gonna give it a slight boost because we want to test it. So again, you just need to place some batteries in only one of the battery boxes and everything gets powered. And I ran out of juice in my graviton suit. And filling up the battery boxes. Alright, so most engines should be turning on. These guys seem on. Let's have one more battery just to be safe. Alright, so let's give it a test. Standing on our reference tower, let's try going up. So it's 21. Go up, there we go. Let's go another one. Let's try going down. Alright, let's try going forward. Awesome. Let's try going backwards. And right and left. Alright, so a couple of final words. Again, there are smaller designs. I do know there are smaller designs. I know there is, if I'm not mistaken, there is already a 4x4x4. But unlike this one basically every direction has a separate signal that can be operated remotely. And has every... If you want to keep everything as a single blue electric unit, you still got a lot of surface areas where you can connect the rest of your machine. So I hope you guys find it useful. I'd actually like to see if you got a better design, which again, all the blue electricity acts as a single unit, and it has 6 directions, and every direction can be operated remotely, separately. I'd actually like to see it. Send me a message, create a video response, whatever comes to your imagination, and I'd really like to see it. So thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.